hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess, and my glasses are dirty. I can't tell if it's focusing or is it... Yikes. Looking rough, feeling rough, exhausted by existence. We're here to yap. It's been a minute. The world is chaotic, especially if you live in the US of A. There's way too much going on. So I want to talk about really petty, dumb things that don't matter, that bother me. But like, it's not, you know, like super important, right? So like, we don't have to, we can get like, sometimes it's fun to get angry about like little dumb stuff because there's enough real things that matter to be angry about. And I just need a break. And I think you deserve a break, okay?
Spoiler alert, I recorded this over 2 days and I forgot that I was just supposed to be yapping about things that were petty and didn't matter. So towards the end, yeah, a little bit more serious. So I'm sorry about that.
So I hope you're not ashy. Put on some lip chat. Put on some lotion. I don't know if I love this one. This is the Naturium Biolipid Restoring Body Lotion. I don't know if I love this. My favorite is Eucerin, but she's in the room. Anyway, that's not the point of this. We're gonna be yapping today about fitness stuff. You're like, Jessica, what is, just listen, okay? So one of the things, and these have been trending topics on TikTok, right? So I currently go to a workout class. I go to Pilates here. We don't have a lot of options because this is the state of Louisiana. But I do go to Pilates currently. I am always watching fitness TikToks and stuff, right? And so I guess there was this girl who I think she's some kind of large influencer. I don't even know her name. I never followed her, but she went on a podcast maybe and said like for the cost of these classes, I think she was specifically talking about solid core, which I've never been to, but is like a Legree inspired class. It's on a mega former, not a reformer. Anyway, solid core, like for as much as we're paying for these classes, we shouldn't have to wipe down the equipment afterwards. Like they should have somebody come in and do that. And so many people are like, yes, oh my God. And I've seen that on other people's videos. Like this is one content creator that I'm following. She lives in New York City and she's doing all of these reviews of these boutique fitness classes. I don't live in New York City, but it's very interesting to watch and just see how many variations of Pilates and bar and spin and all these other classes they have. So she goes into all of that stuff, like pricing and kind of workout and amenities, yada, yada, yada. I've seen in the comments, people are like, oh, I can't believe these things cost that much, especially in New York City. And I still have to wipe down my equipment. And this, for some reason, this pisses me off, okay? This pisses me off. Now, they are expensive. It is expensive for me as a person living in Louisiana for the Pilates that I go to. They are pricey. And most of these fitness studios are, like they're more expensive sometimes than like a gym, depending on like what kind of gym you have. Again, we don't have anything luxurious down here. So they are always going to be pricey. They're going to be cheaper, of course, when you are a member and you buy like a bigger package or you do unlimited or something. It depends on like how frequently you go. So I'm like, fair, okay? I know they're expensive, especially in New York City. But I'm like, do you know how much more expensive it would be if they had a person that was like designated post-class to clean down every machine? Because most of these studios, I'm assuming, based on my experience from the Pilates studios I go to and when I would go to Pure Barre, is that they do clean them like every couple, like everyone's supposed to wipe down their machines, but like sometimes I'll go to a class in the middle of the day and they're like, leave your reformer back because we're gonna like vacuum under the reformers or whatever. So like they regularly clean them. But if you think that the class you're paying, let's say $45 for per class, is not gonna go up significantly because they had to hire a specific cleaner because you can't be arsed to take the wipes or the spray bottle and the paper towel that they give you and wipe down your goddamn machine. It takes a minute. I just don't understand. Also, it just makes me feel better. Like sometimes, I mean, more recently, I've been wiping down stuff before I even get on the thing because I don't trust the person before me. So like, I understand if that was part of it, because again, I didn't watch this podcast. I just heard that one clip of her talking about not wanting to wipe down the equipment. But I'm like, it just seems so lazy to me. Now I understand when they don't give you enough wipes. Now that do make me mad. Or when the wipes is dry, make sure them wipes is moist. Because what's the point of giving me a dry wipe? I'm not sanitizing nothing. But that just really burns my biscuits, and I'm sick of hearing that conversation. Another fitness thing, Nigel, hey. Another fitness thing is recording in class. I have seen multiple people, influencers, if you will, ask, why do people have such an issue with people recording in class? In fitness classes. One person in particular was like, what's the difference of me recording in a fitness class versus I'm vlogging at an airport or in a coffee shop? And dare I say, I don't want you to record there either. I am notoriously terrible at vlogging in public because it makes me so anxious to film other people or people to even see me filming. And I'm like, I don't understand how you as a human cannot conceptualize why people would not want to be filmed in a fitness class. Okay? One, a lot of these studios have a no phone policy, so people are like, oh, this is the place where I can have space for my phone, and there are special instances, like if you're on call or something or whatever. But generally, you're like, this is a place I get distance from my phone, from other people's phones lighting up or hearing the noise. This is our 45 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever time to focus on ourselves and really get in here. I'm sweating. I'm in tight-fitting clothing. All of these different things that people are at a very vulnerable point in these fitness classes. Maybe you're new or you're still working on balance or whatever. And so, or maybe you're me and you be fighting for your life and your face just does what it does and you be looking crazy and you don't want to end up in some random person's video in the back. Now, there are some people who've started to have the decency to blur out or at least put emojis over people's faces, because 99.999 of these influencers are not asking the people who are behind them in a fitness class, do you consent to be in my vlog? You know they're not. And so I'm just so confused by why people seem to be confused that people don't want to be filmed in a workout class. And they're like, shouldn't you just be focused on your own workout? Why are you worried about... Shouldn't you be focused on your workout instead of filming it then? And I understand, because I watch videos where people are like, day of my life, or come to yoga or something with me. But the people that do those that I like are the ones who... Like, there's just one girl again in New York City. She's posted that she goes to all these places, but I think for the most part, she's talked to a lot of the studio owners, and she's always in the back. There's no one, not even on the side. You're not catching a stray foot. She's in the back, and she's recording herself. There are some people who plop their happy asses in the middle of a hot Pilates, hot yoga. You know it's propped up on their water bottle, and you see people around them. Okay, great. Maybe you got all the movements down. Maybe you look perfect. Maybe you're your cute little matching outfit and you don't sweat a lot. But maybe this person over here does, and they're off balance. That's just embarrassing. Why would you feel okay just putting that on the internet? I don't get it. Nigel, please. So like, that has been an ongoing conversation, and I'm just so confused why that's a question. And I would love to know your opinions on that. Again, if you are focused on it just being you in that and it's not distracting to like the whole class, then whatever. But so many people are not conscious of that. They don't care, or when they go to edit it, they don't put any effort into covering up those people. So I think that is fucked, and I don't like it. Okay. Wow, really, no one's texting me today. My phone is dry as hell. It's really rude. That's why you Okay. Is this filming at a different time? Yes, obviously. Let's not talk about what happened. Let's get back. Where was I last yapping? I had yapped about the not wiping down fitness equipment. And funny because, Okay, funny because yesterday I just saw TikTok about that again, someone using that trending sound, and I'm like, y'all piss me off. And then I was talking about filming in fitness classes, which, again, I still don't understand how people don't understand why others wouldn't want to be filmed. And then recently, I've been seeing more instructors filming in their class, which I understand is probably for marketing purposes, to get more people to your class. But I hope that you were asking every single person in that class if they consent to being on camera, because I don't know if a normal studio's release form, or like, when you sign so that they're not liable if you pass out or knock your head or something like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if those normal forms, granted, maybe the studio does have that, have like filming and distributing that on there. But I would hope that as the instructor, because some of these I've seen, it's just them really filming. But this one girl, I mean, I'm clearly seeing people. I'm looking behind you. I can clearly see Rachel right there behind you fighting for her life. And if I was Rachel, I'd be mad. Okay, but anyway. So this one I saw and I was like, not this one I saw, but this happens all the time. And it is people who post content that is like, here's my niche, here's my expertise, and this is why you shouldn't do these things. But then they don't tell you what you should do. Or they're like, you shouldn't, if you really want to stop signs of aging, or if you really want to be healthy. Like this one video, she was like, here are things that we need to do to like help your brain or something to help prevent dementia. And it was just like these general things, but then she didn't explain exactly what to do. Or they're like, don't eat these things if you really want sources of protein. And then they don't actually tell you the thing. It's like, what's the point of making the content if you're not going to actually deliver people an answer? And I know it's probably like, well, if you get everyone in the comments asking what it is and that's engagement, but I fucking hate that. I hate that. And even more so, this is not the same thing, but it's like tangential. And one of the reasons I fucking hate reels is people who make reels will be like, the 3 ways I decreased my mile time. And then it's just a short thing of them running, but they don't actually put it in the video. Usually on TikTok, people put it in the video, but they're like, read the caption. Reading captions on reels fucking blows. I hate it. And it's so annoying. So anyway, when people are like, here, these are what not to eat. Like, here are these popular things that people say are high protein, high fiber, blah, blah, blah. Don't do those. And it's like, okay, well, where is the don't do this, but do this, eat this, wear this? Granted, you should always do your own research, do what you want. But I'm just saying, what service are you really providing? Besides like, oh, this really popular thing that everyone has that actually doesn't work for you. Especially if you're like, I'm a doctor of, I have my PhD in nutrition science, or I'm a doctor, I'm a neuroscience doctor, and you're talking about things like, here's things to help you as you age, like to prevent falls, to blah, blah, blah. If you're just like, don't be weak, you're gonna fall, instead of being like, working on squats, working on your balance, standing on one leg, that is helpful. Don't just give me the, everyone's saying doing this, but that's wrong. Okay, well, be helpful then. Give us some information. I'm so sorry, that just burned my biscuits. Also, we really have to talk about, we're doomed, okay? This is so bad, but I just feel we are doomed. Us, any person not a conservative, right?
I would like to amend my statement. Anyone who is not a rich, straight white man is doomed. Most people who are super, super rich are fine. But especially if you're rich and a straight white male. Everybody else, doom sauce, okay?
I don't understand, although I do understand, why we can never come together. They have played the long game and they are winning. And we are still fighting amongst each other. And someone made a TikTok saying that we will never be able to get it together because we are always infighting because we demand perfection. Like someone could be, let's say, a big activist, great public speaker, encouraging people to stand up for these causes or fight back against this, but they may, and not like they're a murderer or something terrible like that, but like maybe they're like, okay, well, they shop at Amazon, so they can't be listened to. Like, we find these really dumb things and in various levels of dumb, but we find these things and they're like, oh, well, you can't be trusted now. You are not trustworthy. And I'm like, this is not going to work. But I just worry. I am worried because of the state of the world right now. And it's like, how are we ever going to come together? We need to build community. We need to be able to trust one another, but we're always just like, well, you're not the perfect liberal. You're not the perfect leftist because you may do all these things. However, I do know that you read that book by that problematic person. so I can't trust you. Or I do know that you do have that palette from Kat Von D from 10 years ago and you're still using it. I can't trust you. And I'm like, we're doomed. And another thing is I've seen a lot of videos and I'm like, I hope y'all are not falling for this, but a lot of videos from people who are like, oh my God, someone made a point about all the conservatives are having kids and none of us liberals are gonna have kids. So maybe I do need to have kids so that we can have liberals. Having a child does not mean that child is gonna follow your political affiliation. Don't know if you knew that or not. I also feel like this is a psyop to try to get people to have kids. Because most of these, I hate saying first world. What's the other thing? Developed nations. A lot of these major developed nations around the world have all reported significant declines in birth rates. You see it in the United States, and I'm pretty sure the UK, Japan, South Korea, like all of these places are experiencing a decline in birth rates for various reasons. And I feel like this is a psyop to try to convince people like, oh wait, you're a leftist. This means you should have a baby so you are birthing more leftists into the world. That's not how it works. There are a lot of people born to conservative parents who are now leftists. There's also people who might have been born to leftist parents who are now conservative. It just does not work. Or some people who may be politically apathetic, which I don't understand. Political apathy. I don't get it. But I am just like, that is not the way. They are trying to trick you. They are trying to con you into having a child. If you want to have a child, do that. If you want to, you can do that. But there is a large child-free movement, I would say, where, especially with social media, TikTok, Reddit, people who are parents express their various struggles and frustrations with having a child. One of the probably saddest subreddits that I know exist is is it the Regretful Parents subreddit? I don't know if that's exactly what it's called, but people go on there and post about their regrets about having children, and it is eye-opening. And of course, women have been able to go on to TikTok and share their stories, even if they're like, I love being a parent, I love being a mom. However, here are the challenges that came with it. Especially a lot of women who have male partners who are essentially another child. So they are married, single parenting, and I think that's utterly depressing. But child-free has become a normal term. More people are talking about it. I am proudly child-free. I do not care to have children for numerous reasons. Numerous. But this is, a widespread thing, especially it's talked about on social media. So I'm just like, I want people that's not a reason to have a kid to say, I'm having a kid, so I'm raising a little liberal. I would hope you did raise them with liberal, open-minded values. However, that is not a guarantee. Children do not always become what you would like them to be because they are their own person. They are a human. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm not having a child, because I can't give up that control. No, thank you. So please don't let these people convince you to have a baby for that reason. I'm just saying. Just please don't let people, don't be conned into that. I need us to think a little deeper. We all are subject to believing various things, right? None of us are perfect. Sometimes you see something, an article, it's shared 10 times, or you hear about something and then you actually go and Google it and you're like, wait, that's not what happened. That's not what was said, but I believed it for that moment. But I need us to take more time, that even if you hear something from one source, to at least try to find another one, and and that's for like news, but stuff like this is to think why, instead of immediately, oh yes, I should do my part and have a baby, think why in this political climate, in this state of the world, why is this a trending thing? We need to think. Dare I say, thought is rare these days. Critical thinking. Taking a you know what? Why am my surprise? Because I mean, the things people post and go online and talk about, I'm like, you obviously did not pause and think before you posted that to the World Wide Web. So I guess I'm asking a lot, but I am asking. I'm asking you to think. I'm asking people to be better, to be conscious of people around you when you're in public, to not take up so much space, not stand in the middle of an aisle, to not be on your phone while you're driving, to stand right behind somebody when you're in line. Back up, give somebody 6 feet, damn. To not be on your phone without headphones in public, on public transportation, at a restaurant, I don't know. To not have your kid in their iPad just blaring out to the public. Buy them some little headphones. They got cheap little, cute little, colorful, whatever ones for your little gremlin. I want us to be thoughtful because we have to exist amongst one another, unfortunately. Because a lot of people suck, okay? A lot of people fucking suck. And I just think if more of us could try to be very, very intentional about how we are in public, how we interact with other people, how we don't jump to anger immediately. Maybe you just bottle that in and then you send an angry voice note to your friend when you get in the car, like I do. That we give people grace, that we don't necessarily, unless you know said person has a track record of saying things and coming from a bad place, to give people the benefit of the doubt, to not take everything they say as like a bad thing. So that people don't have to put a disclaimer on every fucking thing they say. I'm asking people to think about what you post online, from wildly embarrassing things about yourself to posting your home or your apartment, your routine, where you live. Like let's have a little thought, to posting other strangers on the internet, even if you think this thing is super cute that you witnessed, or this person is really beautiful and you hope you run into them again. You don't need to put that on the internet. We are already surveilled enough. We don't need to do that. And when you see things, especially things that would call for someone to do something as life-changing as having a child, let's think about why that would be popular messaging right now and what else is going on. I think that more people need to realize that a lot of issues do not exist within a vacuum. They are a symptom. They are just a part of the larger thing. Back to the kid thing. We are having a decline in birth rates. They are reducing, restricting, eliminating access to healthcare for women. That includes safe abortions, but that is not only about abortions, but that includes safe abortions. So like all of these things you need to think of together to be like, oh, mayhaps trying to get people talking about liberals need to have kids on social media will make them have children, even though they can barely afford their lives by themselves. And then we have more poor people stuck in terrible jobs, and we have a bigger working class so that we can get rich. Like that sounds like it should be the plot to a movie, but it's real life that we're in. So let's put on our thinking caps, okay? We live in dangerous times. But like, I'm not even trying to be funny. We live in dangerous times and we have to be thoughtful. And America especially has succeeded, has gone above and beyond, succeeded in isolating us and making us believe that individualism is more important than community. Okay, the United States is massive. Some people live in these smaller areas. They have decent public transportation. They have walkable cities. A lot of us don't live like that, and we are spread out. We are far apart. We're in these neighborhoods. We don't talk to our neighbors. Look, I try, but my neighbors don't want to talk to me. It's very strange. I'm like, hi, and they're like, okay, fuck you today. So a big fuck you to the system, an act of rebellion, if you will, is community. And I am not just talking to you, I'm talking to me, because this is a struggle for me too. I love to be at home. I love to be away from people, okay? I understand. But we exist in a society and we need one another more so than just being by ourselves. You know? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all of my yapping that I have for today. Oh, wait. My last thing. I don't know if this will be in here. But when everybody was like, well, not everybody. When we thought we were losing TikTok, which we still might. Who knows? I just want to say to anyone who was happy, they're like, that TikTok wasn't going to get banned. Kick rocks, okay? I hope you step on a Lego. Just because you're a hater does not mean that millions of people should suffer. Whether that's suffer from losing a form of entertainment, a form of community, a form of coping, a form of dissociating, a form of income, maybe multiple of those, because you hate. And look, I understand I was a TikTok hater, but it goes above all of those things. It is about a government deciding and that their population can't have an app. Not because of data, because nobody believes that's true. Because they don't like that we have a global forum. We have people in different parts of the world who can tell us their story. We can get unbiased news, get things straight from the source when it's happening. People can crowdfund both here and for people abroad. People share information about various things, about growing food, about healthcare, about how to look at your medical bill, all of these things, and they want to take that away. So I just don't understand how people were so ignorant as to be like, oh, I'm glad this app is getting banned. When it's more than that. You don't have to enjoy TikTok and the amazingness that it is, but I need you to think about it. It's bigger than just that. Okay, so everyone saying that was pissing me the fuck off. And sorry, Instagram Reels suck and they're nothing but 3 to 9 months late TikToks in a shittier format. Yeah, so I just want to get that off my chest. I love TikTok, all of its problems included. It has brought me so much joy. It has also showed me some of the most heartbreaking things ever, but also fueled me to learn about things I didn't know about. I have learned so many recipes, tips, tricks, ways to fix something, resources to look up. So if you were a TikTok hater and saying that you were supporting the ban, I need you to fix your attitude and maybe think about the implications of your government controlling what internet apps you can access. Okay? All right, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about anything I said today, anything I yapped about. Stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.